Hello, I'm Paul Pluta from Paul Pluta Prestige, and today I'd like to talk about the Cartier Panther. The Cartier Panther. Now, I've got to say this, in all honesty, I was a huge fan of the Cartier Panther. And the Cartier Panther came out a year or two after the Santos was released in 1970. I think it was 1978. I think the Panther came out in 79. And basically, the Panther, it was a bit different to the Santos in the sense that the Panther only came out in quartz, whereas the Santos came out in automatic, and it also came out in quartz. But the Panther, it was a very sleek piece. The whole beauty of the Panther was that it was very thin. It was had a very sleek style to the bracelet, which was supposed to represent the Panther's type of fur. And it was very modern and stylish, and for a long time the Panther was one of the most desired watches for women and men around the world. And the Panther came out in steel and gold, and also solid yellow gold. So it's quite a versatile critter. And the Panther itself, I've often been a huge fan of it, and I gotta say, it's something with Cartier. But what has happened with the Panther is it's suddenly now, it got discontinued a few years ago, the late noughties, and it's suddenly become so dated. And I know with the second-hand watch business, selling vintage watches, the Panthers were always very, very saleable. They were always desired, and there was always a bit of an earner in them. And I can remember selling Panthers for 50. I remember selling one I bought for about 1,500 for a really nice full-size two-tone. Sold it for over two. But that market has absolutely evaporated. The model has become dated and antiquated, and the fact that it was only available in quartz is sort of super terminal. And it's kind of that's how it goes with Cartier at times, because they are so cutting edge. It was so trendy when it was released. It's kind of like Barry Manilow. He was so popular that he's just so dated and out of date now. And that's the thing with the Panther itself. And when you scratch beneath the surface, look, it's basically Cartier. You're paying for the design, that beautiful dial, which is very similar to the tank, and you've just basically got a generic ETA movement inside. So, it's kind of, the Panther has seen better days, and watch collectors really scorn a quartz Panther now, and they're fairly, look, they're hard suckers to flick. And I've got to be honest with you, I bought one in the trade, bought one from a dealer, and I got he gave it to me virtually at cost. It was about the $950 mark. Nice clean example out of Germany. And it had a slight dial blemish. When I investigated getting the dial done, it was a huge bill from Cartier. They were looking at $600 or $700 because they'd have to service it and have to do this, have to do that, and it just become uneconomical. And when I tried to flick it, it proved harder to sell than I don't know. It's just very, very strange, and it's kind of sad, but that's the way it goes at times. And they're just so dated. They were so popular, and now they're virtually unsellable, which is I don't know what to say now. It's hard to say. Even me, Paul Pluta from Paul Pluta Prestige, I wanted one. I liked them. I thought they were cool. Now I kind of grade them slightly more than dog shit. So it's a tough one. Okay, let's go through the scoring there. For the Cartier brand, I'm going to give it a 7. Okay. For this model in the Cartier range, I'm going to give it an 8, because this was a very good model for Cartier. And they had all sorts of carry-ons. They had Cartier Panther perfume. They had sunglasses. They had cigarette lighter with the Panther pattern. They had so much stuff they released with it. For the actual movement itself, this is where it scores low, a 6, because it is just an ETA movement. For the quality and workmanship of this piece, I'm going to give it a 7. They were quite reasonable, and the Paul Pluta Prestige rating, I'm going to give it a 6. Tallying it all up gives us 34 points. The Cartier Panther, it definitely has seen better days.